Hello, this is Andrea for Learning Bear, and today we're going to be talking about the cost of cloth, what cloth diapers will actually cost you. Before we start looking at the numbers, I want to make you aware of a few things. The first is that these numbers are estimates. They're estimates based on the research that I have found. If you do this research and you find something different, that's okay, and it's entirely possible. This is just based on what I have found. The second thing is the numbers, the number of diapers a kid uses per day. I have used very conservative estimates. For example, if it was said that a kid, whatever age, whatever size, would use 5 to 7 diapers a day, I picked 6. Your kid might use 8 diapers a day, or your kid might use 5 diapers a day. Every kid's different. Every parent's diapering style is different, and I'm the one taking care of my kid most of the time, where your kid, if he or she is in daycare or a nursery, it could be a different scenario. So while these are accurate numbers for my life, they may not be accurate for your life. And I'll make mention of any other things that I've forgotten along the way that may be different for you, but I just want to make you aware of that up front, that these are estimates. They're not exact, okay? So, moving on to estimated costs. I found in my research that in the old days, and I use that loosely, but in the 1950s and 60s, typically kids were out of diapers around the 18-month mark. In more modern times, kids can be in diapers anywhere from 34 to 36 months on average. Some kids will be somewhere between 18 and 36. Some of them may even be longer if they're those stubborn kids that just, doggone it, don't want to go to the bathroom in the potty. And we all know somebody like that. So I am focusing on the 18-month mark and the 36-month mark, just so you know. So disposable diapers, 18 months. Average, and again, conservative average that you would spend would be $1,600. Cloth diapers in 18 months, again, conservative, average that you would spend would be around between $600 and $700. That is almost $1,000 in savings if you do cloth diapers versus disposable diapers. And I do want to say that for me, these are numbers for my life. We knew that we were going to be doing cloth diapers before my son was born. So when we registered, we told people we're doing cloth diapers. So we received either gift cards for that purpose so we could buy exactly what we needed, or like my mom bought a lot of cloth diapering supplies for us. So a lot of my numbers could possibly be higher for you if you're going to jump into this mid-game. But if you haven't had a child yet and you're still kind of thinking about it, then I would recommend putting these things on your registry or just asking for gift cards so that you can buy exactly what you want after you've done the appropriate research. And I would definitely recommend doing your own research and finding out what would work for you, because it is different for everybody. So, moving on, 36 months numbers. If your kid was in diapers until they were 3 years old, you would spend just under $3,500 on disposable diapers and the necessary accoutrement. Cloth diapers for 36 months is just under $1,000. So that's $2,500 in savings that you could have just from doing cloth diapers versus disposable. And this is a rough estimate of what I expect to save just by doing this in my household. Okay, so now we're getting into the numbers that I have found and the calculations that I have made. Before we get into the specifics, I want to discuss what each one of my labels mean on this chart. And these labels are used through the rest of my charts, so it's important that you know this information now, because I can see how it can be confusing because I'm just using terminology that makes sense to me. So on the left-hand side, you'll see D/box. That means diapers per box. So the numbers below that are 140 diapers per box, 164 diapers per box, and 148 diapers per box. And this is just the baseline. This is from when my son would be from 0 to the end of 9 months, beginning of 10 months. So this is just the baseline for what I would have spent so far and what I have spent so far, just to kind of give you a little bit perspective before I give you the 18 and 36 month numbers. So then moving on to cost. what I found on Target's website is all of these boxes of diapers, regardless of the size, were $39.99. I was just at Walmart recently, and it was a little bit less than that, but it's still around that $40 mark. And based on the numbers that Target provides for age and size of your kid, it tells you how many you can expect to use per day. And again, I use that that middle number in the range that they provide, and it shows that these boxes of diapers would last 2 weeks. So you would be using a little over 2 boxes per month for your kid. And so I use that estimate. So it would be 6 boxes for 3 months. That's the length of time I'm estimating they would be in size 0. That's how long my son was in size 0. And then the cost extended would be $240. So it's 6 boxes of diapers times $40. That's where I get my $240 from. And then that just carries down the same format until you get to that next line where it says $720. That's the total I would have spent so far. My son is very small. He has a very small frame and lean figure, so he doesn't really grow out of things very quickly. He's 10 months old, and he's just now getting out of 6-month clothes. Every kid's different. Your kid may progress faster. My son was only 6 pounds when he was born. Your kid maybe 8, 10, 12 pounds when they were born. So these numbers are going to be a little bit different based on what your kid is. Next, for wipes, we were buying a box of wipes that has 6 packages with 56 wipes in them. And that's about 336 wipes. And the cost is about $10 a month. You're using a little over a box every month. And that cost extended, again, is $140. Okay. And then this is an estimate. And this is, again, a very conservative estimate because my husband and I tend to use things to their full capacity. We don't half fill bags. So if you half fill bags because you can't stand the smell or whatever your trash situation is, then this number could be more for you. But I would estimate that we would go through very minimal number of trash bags in a 9 to 10 month period. So I've estimated $20 for that. Because again, we fill up a bag. We don't half fill anything. So we like to conserve money. This is why we do this, and we also don't want to waste resources. So that's another reason we do this. So if we were using disposable diapers for this period of time, it would be just under $900 that we would be paying just for diapers, wipes, and trash bags. This isn't including if our trash service, again, not including state taxes and any other fees. This is strictly trash bags, wipes, disposable diapers. Okay, moving on to cloth diapers. Now again, just as a refresher, remember a lot of my cost was minimized because I decided on doing cloth diapers prior to having my son. So I registered for stuff, and I also received a lot of gift cards that we use to buy our supplies. So bear that in mind. If you're jumping into this halfway through, your expenses may be a little higher on the forefront. So just trying to be upfront and honest about my numbers here. So some of this terminology you may not understand, so I would recommend watching the basics of cloth diapers video so you can understand where I'm coming from with the item terminology. But the trifold diapers are really cheap, and I have 30 of them. I bought them from Walmart, and they've cost me about $14. The single liners that are not folded, they're already like pre-cut, sewn, the whole 9 yards. You just slap them in the diaper. The majority of those came with covers, so they didn't cost me anything, or my mom bought me a bunch of them for a baby shower gift, so I also didn't pay for those either. We have 38 of them. The ones that I did receive in those sets, I received from Amazon. If you do your research, you can find really great deals for cloth diapering on Amazon. I would highly recommend going the Amazon route. I know they're kind of a big business that maybe people aren't really interested in. I tried to shop in store at Target and Walmart, and they didn't have anything for cloth diapering. And Target costed a lot more, and they didn't have the better deals like Amazon did. So that's really what fueled my decision. And I was trying to make a fiscally responsible decision as well. Then as far as the covers go, we spent about $100. We have 28 covers, which is the outside part of the cloth diaper. And this could be less if you buy the rubber pants. I think those are cheaper than the covers that I buy, so you could minimize some cost in that area. I did buy a couple off of Target because I did have gift cards for Target, but most of my covers were purchased on Amazon, and there are 2 that we've purchased that he has since grown out of. They were too small. They were a size 1 that were by the Thirsties brand, and you're supposed to buy the next size. Most of mine are able to be used from birth to when they're done with diapering. They're up to like 35 or 40 pounds. So you really shouldn't have to replace any of these things once you have made the investment. I also want to make you aware of swim diapers. I know when you go swimming, you might use a disposable diaper. There are reusable swim diapers. The first one we had when my son was smaller was a hand-me-down, so that didn't cost us anything. I did just buy one in the last couple months because we have an upcoming trip that will involve swimming, and so I did buy a swim diaper for him for his bigger body, and that was $12.99. The next thing is flannel wipes, which again I talk about in my other video, but I haven't 100% committed to flannel wipes. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. They're very cheap, affordable. You can get them from Walmart, pretty inexpensive. I would also like to mention there are videos that you can find on YouTube where you can just cut up your old receiving blankets, sew around the edge, and use those as wipes, so you could 100% minimize your cost there. I haven't committed to that because we use our receiving blankets for a lot of different things, so I really don't want to cut up my receiving blankets because I use them. If I wasn't using them, I would probably do that. Then the last thing are some auxiliary costs. We have wet dry bags. One of them came with a set, so I don't really calculate that into this total. And then I bought the rest of them. I have 3 other ones, and I have a big one that we use every day, and that was about $30 total for the 4 of them. And then as far as laundry goes, we have a high efficiency washer dryer, and the averages that you'll find online is that it's about 50 cents a load, give or take your water prices, electricity prices, and all that. If you don't have a high efficiency washer dryer, it's closer to $1 per load. We do laundry with diapers 1 to 2 times a week, depending on a vast variety of circumstances. Sometimes he doesn't go to the bathroom as much. Sometimes we can squish more in the bag. It just kind of depends on the week. But I was a little more aggressive with this number, so I averaged that we would do 2 times a week. So that's $1 a week for laundry. 40 weeks, that's $40. So up front, up until this point, we've spent a little over $200 on diaper costs for my son, and he is 10 months old. Okay, now we're getting on to the 18 and 36 month markers for disposable diapers. Really quick, I want to bring to your attention something that I think is both disgusting and fascinating all at the same time. And I understand if you are committed to disposable diapers, you don't really have much of a choice. But this is how much these businesses are kind of screwing us over a little bit if you are buying disposable diapers. As you can see at that size 0, size 1, size 2, you're getting a pretty hefty number of diapers per $40, and that's great. Start scrolling down and you get to that size 6 mark, and you're only getting $84 for the exact same amount of money you paid for 164 diapers. That is disgusting and frustrating. I am very thankful that we do not have to buy disposable diapers very often, if ever. It also proves that you really need to pay attention to what is going on in a store, because if you're not reading your labels and doing a little bit of math when you're shopping, you are seriously getting screwed over. And I apologize for that language, but it's true. That stinks. So that anyways, off that tangent, 18 months all the way down there, $1,320 just on diapers alone. And again, in our country, typically kids are going to be in diapers till they're 36 months or 34 roughly. So you're spending closer to $3,000. That's a more realistic number. So that's just diapers. Almost $3,000. And can you imagine if they gave you the same amount of diapers when they're size 6 versus when they're size 1? This number could be a lot different. Now getting into wipes, and I apologize for a little bit of tangent here. When we started buying a box of wipes, it would have 6 packages with 56 wipes in it. And it was about around $10, and we were buying one a month, and it was lasting us, around 3 weeks or so. Now, I've noticed in the last month or so, the same exact wipes that I've been buying for 10 months, they have decided that they're going to give me less wipes. And they're giving me so few wipes that it's actually a whole pack less. I'm still paying for 6 packages of wipes, but I'm really only receiving 5 packages of wipes. Because now, instead of 56, there's 46 wipes in a package. So, yet another way that our companies are screwing with us. But I digress. So you'll roughly spend around $300 of wipes. This is based on how much my husband and I use wipes. You may use more or less wipes than we do. So again, there's probably some variable there. And the 36-month cost is $600. Moving down to the auxiliary cost, you can see the trash bags again. Again, like I said previously, we're conservative on this, so you could be more or less than this. Bottom line though, that's a lot of money. Whether your kid is getting out at 18 months or at 36 months, that is a lot of money. I could do a lot of things with $3,500, and I'm sure you can do. So maybe think about it. Think about moving over to cloth diapers, because you're going to see these savings come up again. Moving on to cloth diapers at 18 months. Now I've just carried over the previous total from the 10-month slide a few slides back. So again, once you put in that investment of having the liners, having the covers, and if you're going that cloth wipe direction as well, you are not going to have to continue to buy stuff. The only exception to that would be is if you do stick to the name brand sort of thing and you follow that Thirsties brand where you have to buy the next size. But even then, I can't imagine your numbers being that much different. I would really, really push you to look for your own deals on Amazon or Target or wherever, because you're probably going to be able to find something cheap and affordable and something that will last your kid from the time they're born till they're done. I really like the small diapers that I had. I didn't realize when I received them that they were size 1s. I really liked them, but he couldn't wear them anymore. And I don't know why they make diapers that they can't wear anymore. That just seems like a scam to me, to be honest. That's probably the cynic and paranoia in me. But anyways, once you make that initial investment, you're not going to have to buy them again. And that's the really nice thing about cloth diapers. So what it comes down to is your laundry costs. And I've calculated the laundry costs for 18 and 36 months for my household. It may be more or less depending on if your washer is high efficiency or not. It could be how much detergent you use and what kind of detergent you use. We use an all-natural brand called Ecos, and it gets about 100 to 120 loads per bottle. It's about $8 to $9 a bottle. We have not bought any extra detergent because of doing 1 extra load or 2 extra loads of laundry a week. Again, high efficiency, and we have high efficiency appliances, but also our washer and dryer, compared to the ones that we've had in the past, it is huge and it holds a lot of stuff. So we can wait a really long time before we actually need to wash our clothes because it fills up. It takes on a lot of clothes, which is great. That's part of why it's high efficiency. So we have not incurred any extra expenses for detergent. Depending on you and your family's lifestyle, you may see something different. And if you buy name brand, you're going to spend more. If you do couponing, then you may spend less. So there you go. Now, I do want to also mention, just because I like to be honest, we did have to buy diapers when my son was first born, only like 1 or 2 packages, because he was too small to fit in the cloth diapers. He was only about 6 pounds when he was born, so I mean, he's 10 months old and he's just now starting to grow out of 6-month clothes. So he's very long and very lean. Your kid may be born 12 pounds and you're not gonna have to worry about that. So that may be less for you. We also use disposable diapers when we travel. When we go, we don't like to have poopy diapers in the car. Most of our traveling is going home to see our families. We're a military family, and so we have a long commute. We go home, we use reusable diapers while we're home, we wash them at one of our parents' houses right before we leave, and then we use disposables on the way back. That's our scenario. We have spent very little on diapers, though, because I did actually receive disposable diapers at the shower, so we haven't really had to buy any diapers. And then again, just for honesty, like I mentioned earlier, we have been using wipes because I haven't 100% committed to the flannel wipes as much as I'd like to. I keep eyeballing them and staring them down every day, but I just haven't committed. So if my son is in disposable diapers for 18 months, we'll spend just shy of $700 on diapers. And if he's in diapers, God forbid, till he's 3 years old, then we'll spend just shy of $1,000. And again, I'm going to show you the estimated cost and savings. It's still a huge savings, okay? We could go for a vacation with the amount that we are saving on diapers, and that is enough for me to stay on cloth diapers. Okay, so here we are back at the slide I showed you several slides ago. This is how much you would be saving if you're at cloth diapers at 18 months. $1,000. That's a house payment. That's a car payment. That's, I don't know, goodness, that's like 10 months worth of groceries for us. That is a short vacation. There's so many things you can do with $1,000. Then if you kick down to that $2,500 mark, again, we could go on vacation for $2,500. I mean, $2,500 is probably close to what my husband and I actually spent on our wedding, which again is a conservative number, and we had it on my parents' farm, so that saved us a lot of money. But $2,500, can you imagine? That's like half of a used car. You can do so much with that money and put it where you really need it. Invest in something in your life that's not just going in the trash after your kids poop on it. There's so much more you could do with that $2,500. I know it. And again, these are all conservative numbers. Your kid could go way higher and you could save way more. So, just bear that in mind. And also, we have a friend that's interested in taking our cloth diapers after we're done with them. So they would be spending $0. Imagine if you didn't have any cost because a friend of yours or whoever just wanted them to go to a good home and you got all these diapers for free. All you had to do was laundry. I mean, the amount you could save, that's closer to $3,000-$4,000 that you would save. That's amazing. And it's all just from switching from disposable diapers, which are mainstream, to cloth diapers. Okay, so that's my presentation today, just to show you the benefits of cloth diapering and what it could actually cost you. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to email me or put a comment in the boxes below. I'm more than happy to talk about it and share my findings, and I would even be willing to search for a sweet deal for you if you decided to switch or start doing it yourself. Please subscribe to my channel, check out my other posts. Definitely watch the basics of cloth diapering if you haven't, because it has some really great information and pictures, stuff that I wish I had known before I started cloth diapering. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.